We do have a question from someone that wasn't able to be here today.
Right.
But it's actually about the Conservative Party pledge to help local people stop lap dancing clubs being set up in their area. And then the kind of furore about the vouchers which were sent out in the delegate pack. So I wonder if you could tell us about your views on that, please.
Lap dancing clubs in Britain and in Birmingham, for example. Yes.
I think there's a voucher for the
it's not a leading issue in international development, it has to be said, but I'm very happy as the Shadow Minister for Birmingham to answer the question. I mean, I wasn't aware these vouchers were sent out, or at least I didn't notice it in my pack. You know, a lawful club is entitled to advertise what it is doing, and clearly it has to be within the law. So if it is within the law, then it's entitled to be there, and it's a matter for the council to regulate it. All I can tell you is that I'm not planning to make a visit.
Right. Thanks very much for that. But I know that people wanted to ask about education in their area.
Yes.
You know, what are your plans? I mean, obviously it's not really within your remit, but in terms of local issues.
Well, I mean, first of all, I represent Sutton Coldfield, which is a lovely area to represent, where we have 7 extremely good secondary schools, which do very well. Their results are very good indeed, and I'm continually conscious of the expertise of the teachers who work there, the excellence of the governing bodies, and the work that's being done. They're much less challenging schools than in some other parts of Birmingham. In general, the Conservative Party started the programme of city technology colleges back in the 80s, which has sort of morphed under Labour into the academies programme. They're very, very similar. And we support the academies. We supported Tony Blair when he was bringing forward the legislation to introduce the academies and give them greater freedom. And we supported Tony Blair against some on the left of his party who didn't want to do that. This week at our party conference, my colleague Michael Gove will have a lot to say about schools, and you'll be able to read about it in the newspaper when he said it. But one of the things he will be saying, one of the points he will be making, is that it doesn't matter who provides the schooling, so long as it's available to everybody. And therefore, we will be announcing things which will enable more people to come into the school provision area and provide schooling, thus increasing choice and diversity in education. And I think that's a very, very good thing to do. You know, it's very bad in Britain today that after all the changes that have taken place, there are still far, far too many people who reach the age of 11 who can't read or write or count well. And we need to tackle that, because if at that stage they're missing out, their life chances are going to be very considerably diminished if we can't make sure that they are helped to be able to reach some basic standards.
I think we've got time for a few more questions. Can we go here?
Yeah.
Oh, can I just get you to the microphone, please?
The microphone is coming whizzing down.
And if you could say your name and your age, please.
Hello, my name is Mohammed Loan, and I'm 18 years old. And I know this is not under your heading kind of thing, but I was just wondering about gun crime and knife in Birmingham, because prevalent like areas like Lozelles and things like that, and what are the communities doing, aspects like that, and religious conflicts and issues like that.
Well, we had at our conference this morning, we had the Bishop of Birmingham along in his role as one of the faith leaders in the city, talking about the way in which the faith leaders work together. And in terms of different faiths colliding, which I think was the point in your question, I think that the work that's being done with the community and the faith leaders is very, very good at mitigating that. And I think that should encourage all of us, actually. Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be improving though.
Well, I think it may have further to go, but the coordination and the approach being taken by all the faith leaders, which is comparatively recent in terms of its development, I think is very, very positive and will have a good effect on that. in terms of the other points that you make, we have been very strong that people who carry knives are at risk of a custodial sentence. We believe that it is quite wrong for people to carry knives, and the scale of the increase in knife crime and gun crime over recent years under this Labour government is terrifying and deeply worrying and deeply upsetting. And as you say, we've been exposed to this in Birmingham. But it is a combination in tackling these aspects of our broken society of what you do to deter people through the criminal justice system, what you do to find people who are carrying knives, what you do to discourage people at a young age from getting involved in that sort of knife and gang culture. These are roles which all of us can play in society. It's not just up to the police or the criminal justice system, it's up to all of us to tackle this, and it's an agenda in handling our broken society which the Tories are going to be championing this week in our conference.
Do you think the sentence is hard enough?
Well, we have suggested that the sentencing for carrying knives should be increased, and we've offered the government support if they wish to do so.